Ron Machen, when your office had sought a longer sentence in the case of Harry Thomas, the defense obviously wanted something dramatically shorter. I know you expressed your satisfaction with the sentence after it was issued, but what was the rationale for a longer sentence?
Well, and we've been consistent since the beginning that we thought just about 4 years would be the right sentence for this conduct. Mr. Thomas was a council member. He was somebody who had a reputation, which we recognize, for helping young folks, mentoring young people. But it was that reputation as someone that mentored folks which allowed him to help perpetrate this scheme and to use programs, money that was intended to put on programs for kids, that actually was funneled through to his bank account. And so we thought that because of his status as a public official and because he had in many ways used his history of community service to help perpetrate this scheme, that we thought a longer sentence was called for. But we are very satisfied with what the judge did. Judge Bates is a great judge. That's why that's our system. You have two sides. He had very skilled defense attorneys that presented their case, we presented our case, and the judge decides, and so justice was served.
For those who aren't involved in the legal system, so Thomas gets 38 months in prison for the theft charge, the stealing of the money, the federal monies through the city programs, and he gets concurrent 36 months on the 3 false income tax returns he filed. But there's no parole in the federal system. So of the 30, will he serve the 38 months minus good time, good behavior time, or will he be 38 months? How does that work? For those who want him to be punished, what will this 38 months mean?
Every situation is different, but normally in the federal system, you do roughly about 85% of the sentence. So, usually if you're for every 12 months, you can do 10 months or more, but it can change based on your conduct and that's really determined by the Bureau of Prisons. But so it's a significant sentence, no matter how you.
And he will be going to report to a prison after the Federal Bureau of Prisons sends him a letter telling him when and where, and that's right. Usually within the next 60 days, or roughly speaking.
That's a few months. But it's important also to understand the depth of the punishment here. Harry Thomas not only is going to jail, he had to forfeit all the money that he got through his conduct. So he doesn't get to keep any of that. He lost his job. He had to step down. Obviously, his reputation was hurt. And I think, as you heard from him yesterday, if you asked him today, was it worth it, he would tell you absolutely not. And that's the strong message that hopefully everyone takes away from this.
And I'll just wrap that up. Judge Bates said that there was a question of restitution. There was some testimony and documents that showed the loss to the city about $446 million. The parties had agreed to about $353 million. The judge in the next...
$350,000.
Excuse me. Yes.
We wouldn't have got there.
Millions, thousands. I've been in Washington too long.
That would be a different case.
It's all dollar signs to me. But the judge said he will take some new testimony from you guys, or argument from you guys, and then make that decision how much he has to repay. But can he realistically pay the money back? I mean,
well, I'm not sure of his financial situation. His lawyers have represented that he can't. But what we did is we agreed that he should be responsible for the money that he received from his scheme. But there is an argument, and we always knew this, that probation could take, and they did take it, that he should be held responsible for the entire amount of money that was taken from the scheme, even though if it didn't go to him, if it was used for purposes that weren't intended, that he should be held accountable. And obviously that's something that the judge is gonna wrestle with. We always knew that was an issue, and obviously in looking at the case, we look at all the different factors, and that's why we thought we'd given him credit for accepting responsibility. We'd given him credit, in our view, for his history of service, and so all of that came into play in our decision about how much money to hold him accountable.